Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cub Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here at PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game. It's so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
We are here at Parkview Field in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and this is the final day of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic for the year 2026. Certainly hope to bring it back next year, but for 2026, this is the last day of the PSM Baseball Classic here at Parkview Field in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And the matchup, as you can see on your screen, is the Eastside Blazers versus the West Noble Chargers. The Eastside Blazers from Butler and the West Noble Chargers from Ligonier. Eastside comes into this game at 5-13. West Noble comes into this game with a record of 4-11. So both teams looking to get right starting tonight, but we're going to have the national anthem, it looks like, so we'll pause for that.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
That was the national anthem, and we are just about ready for baseball between the West Noble Chargers and the Eastside Blazers here at Parkview Field. Last day of the PSM Baseball Classic for 2026, and they hope to have it back come next year, but for this year, this is the last day of the PSM Baseball Classic here at Parkview Field in downtown Fort Wayne, Indiana. Well, Eastside is the visiting team on your scoreboard. West Noble is the home team. So I'll go ahead and give you the starting lineup for Eastside. The starting batting order, you got Bo Martin, the shortstop, leading things off. He's followed by Andrew McLean, the second baseman. Pitcher Wyatt Scholl is the third hitter. The cleanup hitter is first baseman Cole Amsbacher. Designated hitter Elijah Hankey bats fifth. He'll be followed by the catcher Gabe Guerra. Batting seventh is the third baseman Garrett Dove. Right fielder Brian Cuenca bats eighth, and center fielder William McCreary rounds out the batting order for the Eastside Blazers. For West Noble, you got Cam Esch at first base, Gage Merchland at second, Trey Schisler at short, Matthew Trinkline at third, Trevor Martin in left field, Mikhail Bottles in center field, Adrian Cantu in right field, Trevor Steele is the catcher, and Joe Button is the starting pitcher for the West Noble Chargers. Again, West Noble just 4 wins coming into this game, although I did reach out to head coach Cade Willard, got a response from his assistant coach Todd Hale of Eastside, and Todd Hale saying that West Noble is better than their record would indicate, because they played some really good teams on their schedule so far. I mentioned that Joe Button is on the mound for the West Noble Chargers. On the season, Joe Button has a 6.08 ERA with a 2-2 record. He's made 7 appearances on the mound. This season so far, Button has a grand total of 24 strikeouts, does have 30 walks. So he's been getting guys on base, unfortunately, which is not what you want to do as a pitcher. Button will try to limit the damage in this ball game as the Blazers come to the plate to start things off. Again, it will be Bo Martin as the leadoff hitter for the Blazers. Officially, Martin has had 57 at-bats this year. A .298 average, and he pops up the first pitch. That's going out of play. Somebody shouted they got it. I don't know if that was meant to be a distraction or just somebody having fun. Whatever the case may be, it is out of play. But we are underway for the final game of the PSM Baseball Classic here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That one runs off the plate, and it's a 1-1 count. Some of the Canterbury Cavaliers sitting down to our right. Cavs just beat Churubusco. Swing and a miss. Might have been a foul tip, actually. Either way, it is strike 2. And the count goes to 1-2. Pitch on its way to Martin, and a swing and a miss. Button gets the strikeout to start the ball game. That'll send up Andrew McLean, the number 2 hitter in the lineup for the Blazers. First pitch misses down and away, and McLean looks like he's hitting .094 this season. On the ground toward third, Garrett Dove has it. Long throw in time for out number 2 here in inning number 1. Good throw by Garrett Dove. That'll send up Wyatt Scholl, starting pitcher for the Eastside Blazers. And his first pitch gets away. The 1-0 on its way, and that is in there for a called strike on the corner. Bounced up the middle, over the mound. Charging in is Trey Schisler, and he can't get a glove on it. He overruns it, and Scholl is on base. It is scored as an error against West Noble. And Cole Amspacher will stand in for the Blazers. Amspacher batting .227 on the season. Looks like he's got just 2 RBIs so far this year. Behind in this count 0-1. Time called over at first base. Looks like the Blazers do have a courtesy runner out there at first. That's Evan Polisinski. Flared to the right side. Cantu is over. He's got it. And that brings us to the middle of the second inning. Go to the bottom of the first inning after this. You're watching the PSM Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Getting ready to start the bottom of the first inning between the Eastside Blazers and the Chargers of West Noble. I got the starting lineup for West Noble. Trey Schisler, the shortstop, will lead things off. He'll be followed by left fielder Trevor Martin. First baseman Cam Esch bats third, followed by the center fielder Mikhail Bottles. Catcher Trevor Steele bats fifth. Right fielder Adrian Cantu bats sixth. Second baseman Gage Merchland bats seventh. Matthew Trinkline, the third baseman, bats eighth. And the pitcher Joe Button rounds out the batting order for West Noble. Defensively for the Blazers, Cole Amspacher is at first, Andrew McLean at second, Bo Martin at short, Garrett Dove at third. In left field, it's Leroy Rookman. In center field, it's William McCreary. Brian Quinta is in right field. The catcher is Gabe Guerra, and Wyatt Scholl is on the mound for the Eastside Blazers. Looks like Wyatt Scholl has pitched 8 1/3 innings so far this season. Not seeing that he has a win on his record yet. Looks like he's got 4 strikeouts, 5 walks, but he'll take the mound against the West Noble Chargers. West Noble with 4 wins on their record so far. They're coached by Waylon Richardson. I've driven by West Noble's ball field before. I believe they play on natural grass, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, a lot of the high school ball fields around here still have natural grass as the surface. You do see some that have field turf infields over at World Baseball Academy, which is where Bishop Luers plays, and these days that's where Bishop Dwenger plays most of their home games. They have a turf infield. As the Canterbury Cavaliers players are shouting from up here saying, "Let's go Trey," as Trey Schisler is about to stand in for the West Noble Chargers. Trey Schisler, a .412 hitter, 13 RBIs. He is the leading run producer for these West Noble Chargers. He hits out of the leadoff spot and draws a huge cheer. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Last night we had players from Bryan High School over in Ohio cheering on, I think they were cheering on the Carroll Chargers. I guess as a lot of these kids know each other from AAU ball. Sometimes you'll get guys from Ohio and Indiana playing the same AAU teams. You get that in basketball, I know that. Having covered some Always 100 showcases. The 1-2 pitch on the way, and Schisler takes it for a called strike. That pitch had a lot of break to it. But Scholl gets the strikeout. That's going to send up Trevor Martin. Trevor Martin, a .289 hitter, just 4 RBIs, a left-handed batter. He's a junior. He puts it on the ground towards second. McLean gets a glove on it and fires to first for out number 1. Make that out number 2. That'll send up Cam Esch, starting first baseman for these West Noble Chargers. He's batting .375 this year, 6 RBIs. The Chargers have 2 home runs. One of them was hit by Trey Schisler. The other was hit by Mikhail Bottles. Cam Esch doesn't have one. Not yet this year, at least. He takes a first pitch at the top of the zone, as it appears, for strike 1. Pitch on its way, and that is in there for a strike. Slap the other way, and that's a fair ball. Fair ball down the right field line. Esch is going for 2, and he is going to get there. First hit of the game belongs to Cam Esch. It's a double. And the Chargers have a man in scoring position early on in this one. That'll send up Mikhail Bottles. Again, he's one of only 2 West Noble Chargers who has hit a home run in this game. Excuse me, in this season, rather. Nobody's hit a home run in this game. But West Noble does now have a hit on the board. First pitch strike to Bottles. The 0-1 on the way. Tipped into the glove for a strike, and it's 0-2. Slapped foul. Bottle stays alive. Bottle's batting just .156 this season. He does have 6 RBIs and has a chance to get another RBI right now with Esch on second. Catcher Trevor Steele is on deck. Swing and a miss. And Wyatt Scholl gets the inning-ending strikeout. 2 Ks that inning for Scholl. West Noble gets a runner on. They do not score. We'll go to the second after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
To the second inning we go. It is a scoreless ball game between West Noble and Eastside. West Noble was able to get their first base runner via hit, a double by Cam Esch. Put a runner into scoring position. Unfortunately, they were not able to get him home. That came with 2 outs, and now Eastside will come to the plate. Elijah Hankey will lead things off. It's Elijah Hankey, Gabe Guerra, and Garrett Dove due up for the Blazers. Blazers out of Butler High School. Blazers out of Eastside High School in Butler, Indiana. I believe that's part of the DeKalb Eastern School District. Not to be confused with the DeKalb County School District. That's the district that DeKalb High School is a part of. That one's just a little bit off the plate. It's one of those small-town schools that does produce some good athletic programs. The Blazers baseball team has been struggling this year, but they've put some good teams on the field recently. Aaron Willard, who I believe is now the athletic director, used to coach the baseball team, and he had some really good teams when he coached the Blazers. His son, Cade, is now the head coach at Eastside. There's another son named Owen, who was a really good hitter and a really good pitcher for these Blazers. That's bounced toward the mound. Button gets to it and gets the out at first. They'll send Gabe Guerra to the plate. First pitch swinging, Guerra pops it up towards second. Merchland will make the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Here in the top half of the second, and Garrett Dove will come to the plate. Little breaking ball, and that one bends in for a called strike. Dove batting .225 on the year. That one's lifted down the right field line, but going out of play to the Huntington University Picnic Pavilion. 0-2 the count. When the Tin Caps are here on a summer night. or a summer day, as the case is sometimes. You can get a lot of fans over in that picnic pavilion. Right now, the only fan over there is looks like a young lady trying to run down that foul ball. Swing and a miss. And that is strike 3. Joe Button gets the K to end the inning. And that does take us to the middle of the second inning, and while we have a chance, I'm going to go ahead and get a few words in from our sponsors. It is because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you these broadcasts of high school sports on SummitCitySports.com. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com to learn more. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Jolly Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused from the government, whether you are facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation. Jolly Law Firm is the answer. A scoreless game so far as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. A couple of big strikeouts so far in this game for Joe Button for the West Noble Chargers. I'll show you the most recent one. This replay is brought to you by the folks at Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. That's where our replays are always brought to you by. Big hack that time from Garrett Dove as that closes out the top half of the second inning. And West Noble will come to bat here in the bottom half of the second inning. Trevor Steele will lead things off for West Noble. Trevor Steele, a .297 hitter. Has 3 RBIs this year, but right now he's trying to get a man aboard for West Noble. They've got 1 hit so far in the game. And the first pitch he sees is a strike. Slapped the other way, and that is over the head of McLean. It's a single for Trevor Steele. And the leadoff hitter this inning is aboard for the Chargers, as Adrian Cantu will step up in just a moment. Somebody just said Adrian Peterson. I thought I read somewhere this week that Adrian Peterson was recently inducted into the Vikings Ring of Honor. Throw back to first. That's a big jump off the bag, and he is out. Steele is picked off at first base. He singled to lead off the inning and then gets a little too far off the bag and gets picked off. Amspacher with the tag from first. A swing and a miss from Cantu. Cantu, a 200 hitter so far this year. He takes that one down and away for ball 1. A 1-1 count. Check that, a 1-2 count. The pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. And I beg your pardon, that was strike 2. Video board here said that it was a 2-strike count, but it is now a 2-strike count. Gage Merchlin waits on deck. Swing and a miss. There is strike 3, and Cantu is gone. Sun's starting to go down. That one missed inside. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. Just off the plate. Merchland, a 143 hitter this year. And that 2-1 pitch is going out of play. Onto the right field concourse, and the count goes to 2-2. Sun starts to come back out. We've had, I guess you could say, partly cloudy skies today here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's low. Full count. West Noble's already had one 2-out base runner. In fact, the one base runner for the Blazers came with 2 outs. That was when Scholl reached on an error. Right now, Scholl trying to finish off this inning with a 3-2 count. He'll get a pop-up to the right side. Quainsa is charging. He makes the catch in foul ground. Brian Quainsa runs it down for the Blazers. And it is a 1-2-3 second, turned in by Eastside. With that, we will go to the third inning. You're watching high school baseball on SummitCitySports.com. It's the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit, and I'm rich, and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 on occasion, but I ain't really the game up. We make sure they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on mopping out Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't.
As we go to the third inning, here's the look at our latest replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Brian Quainsa had to run a long way, and you might call this a routine pop-up. It kind of was, but Quainsa had to make sure he covered all the ground he needed to, and he gets to foul ground to make the catch. Good job by Quainsa, and he gets to lead things off. Here in the top half of the third inning, it's Quainsa, William McCreary, and Bo Martin due up for the Eastside Blazers. Of course, I was talking about some of the Eastside athletic teams. They do have some really good athletic teams. Former head coach of the Eastside baseball team, Aaron Willard, used to coach the softball team before he coached the baseball team, and he had some really good softball teams, also had some really good baseball teams. I think the softball team is still in good hands today at East Noble, if I'm not mistaken. Girls basketball team under Mike Lordy has been really solid. The 2-0 pitch is down and away, and already Quainsa is ahead in the count 3-0. Mike Lordy's the head girls basketball coach for Eastside, and even though they're 2A, that's a real good squad. I got to think that Quainsa was taken all the way there. It is a called strike, 3-1 the count. And he dodges that pitch to draw the leadoff walk. William McCreary will stand in. I believe McCreary has a 130 batting average so far this year, if I'm not mistaken. He squares to bunt, takes it off the plate. Looked like he got the bat back, and he did. That's ball one. Squares again, takes again. Now, of course, this ballpark is home to the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, and the Tin Caps are the High A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. There have been a number of Tin Caps players that have gone on to play for the Washington Nationals. Trey Turner was a part of the Tin Cap squad. He eventually went to play for the Nats, and he's now with the Phillies. That's ball 4, back-to-back walks. And Eastside has a chance to get something going here. Well, right now, they have something going, and it looks as though Waylon Richardson might be making a change here for West Noble. Maybe not. Looks like he hasn't called for the ball just yet, but with back-to-back walks, might just be giving a word to Joe Button. And of course, the danger here is you've already given up back-to-back walks with the top of the order coming to the plate. Bo Martin is the next man up. He is a .298 hitter so far this season, and he comes up with men on first and second as the Blazers are looking to make something happen. They do not yet have a hit in this game, and they just got a hit by pitch. Martin makes his way to first. Andrew McLean, the next batter up for Eastside. McLean grounded out to third his last time up, and right now he might be really patient at the plate. Joe Button's been having trouble finding the strike zone, but he found it there. First pitch strike, and it's an 0-1 count. And that may change the approach here for McLean now that he's seen a strike. But that one's off the plate. Wyatt Shull on deck. Eastside has loaded the bases here in the third. That was about to break in and hit him. It broke back, but missed the plate. 2-1 the count. On the ground towards short. The throw's going to come home. Got him at the plate. Throw back to third. Double play. Schisler starts the double play, and Steele turns it 6-5. When was the last time you saw a 6-5 double play? Well, you just saw it, and it helped that Schisler was playing in at shortstop, and now Eastside, after having the bases loaded, now has runners at first and second, so still a scoring chance, but with 2 outs. Basically, Wyatt Shull needs to get on base here. A walk, of course, would load the bases back up. A base hit probably gets a run home. And that's laced into center field. Bottles coming in. He bobbles it, and he dropped it. Throw comes to the plate. That will get a run home. Looked like Bottles had a play on it, but he dropped the ball. And Eastside takes the lead. They scored that as a hit here on the video board. That looked more like an error to me. Yeah, it was hit hard, but Bottles had a play on it. That pitch is down and away. Shull takes off for second. He's in. That's off the plate, ball 2. The double play almost got West Noble out of this jam, but Eastside does have a run on the board. Cole Amspacher at the plate. 2-0 pitch swung on and missed. That's down and away, 3-1. I do have a couple replays to show you when we go to the middle of this inning. That's ball 4. Bases are loaded again for the Blazers. That'll send Elijah Hankey to the plate. Chance to do some additional damage. That's off the plate for ball 1. Swing and a miss. Derek Adams going over to congratulate the Canterbury boys baseball team. They just beat Churubusco in the game right before this one. Down and away for ball 2. Hankey grounded out to the mound his last time up. And it's a 3-1 count, and now Eastside has a chance to make this a multi-run inning. And I got to think with the bases loaded in a 3-1 count, Hankey's probably taking all the way here. It's ball 4, another run in for the Blazers, and that was dangerous there. I say it was dangerous because I think that was Martin who just scored. Check that, it was McLean who scored. He almost ran right past Wyatt Scholl, who was right behind him. You can't run past the runner who's behind you, otherwise it's an out. First pitch strike to Gabe Guerra. That one apparently just caught the zone. As I have it, Eastside doesn't have a hit yet this inning. If they've got 2 runs, and that's going to be all they get here in the top of the 3rd, but they do take the lead. Guerra strikes out to end the inning, but Eastside leads it 2-0, and I'll keep it right here because I got a few replays worth showing to you. It's not often you see a 6-2-5 double play. That replay didn't fire like I wanted it to. There it fired. But you saw Schisler was playing in at shortstop there. He makes a good throw to the plate for the force out at the plate, and then Trevor Steele returns the favor, throwing to Matthew Trinkline to get out number 2. Impressive double play it was, but then on the very next at bat, Wyatt Scholl with a hard hit ball, and we'll take a look at this replay here as Bottles, I think he should have had that. Had the glove on it. Yeah, he had to reach for it, but he had the glove on it. I'm going to say that should have been caught. A 2-0 lead for Eastside, so they get the 2 runs. So they get a little cushion going into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Wyatt Scholl out there one more time. And I believe he's set to face Matthew Trinkline, Joe Button, and the leadoff hitter Trey Schisler as Wes Noble looks to answer after an inning that they almost got out of. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu. Ready to start the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Wes Noble has 2 hits. Eastside, at least as I have it, has none. But they lead it 2-0 on the scoreboard. Bunch of walks led to the bases being loaded a couple of times. One of those walks was with the bases loaded. Got a run home as Trinkline takes downstairs for ball 1. Popped up, and that's going to go out of play. Trinkline batting .214 on the season so far this year. Does not have an RBI. He comes up with the bases empty. Up the middle, that gets past the mound. It's gloved it short by Martin, but the throw gets away. Trinkline's going to turn and go for second. Guerra, the catcher, backs up the throw, but he's not going to make a throw to second. Trinkline is in. So now each team has an error in this ball game. That one's going to go on Bo Martin, the shortstop. And now Joe Button, who's the pitcher, and also the 9-hole hitter, comes to bat for the Chargers. Cole Amsbacher playing in at first. He is on the grass, and that first pitch misses upstairs to Button. Somebody just shouted, "Shoeless Joe Jackson." That was a real person, but you might have heard of him either from learning about sports history or from watching the movie Field of Dreams. That was a nice catch at the mound by Scholl, but his throw goes wide. He gets out number one. That was a line drive off the bat of Button. Luckily for Eastside, Trinkline does not advance. We're back to the top of the order with Trey Schisler. Schisler's having a good season. Schisler also plays football for West Noble. He's hitting .412 at the plate. 13 RBIs this year. As I mentioned earlier, he is the Chargers' leading run producer. With artificial turf becoming so popular in football these days, this one's popped up to the right side. Amsbacher back. And it's going to drop behind him. Throw comes to third, and it's offline. And now Schisler's going to go for second, and he's out. Schisler tried to turn it into two bags. That's going to be scored as an error as well. That was risky going for second there on Schisler's part. Heads up throw, though, from third by Garrett Dove. West Noble does get a runner into scoring position, but now 2 outs in this inning as Trevor Martin comes to the plate. It was Dove who made the throw, McLean who made the tag. Swing and a miss by Martin. Might have gotten just a piece of it, but that was it. That was an adventurous situation there for the West Noble Chargers. You might say it was just as adventurous for the Eastside Blazers. That's way off the plate. 1-1 the count. Cam Esch is on deck. He doubled his last time up. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Wyatt Scholl trying to get out of a situation with a runner on third. He's had to weather a couple of errors already this inning. And that breaking ball does not find the strike zone. The 2-2, that one's upstairs. Martin does represent the tying run at this point, or at least the potential tying run, trying to get on base to bring Cam Esch to the plate. Of course, he still has a chance to knock in a run with a base hit. He pulls that one foul into the Eastside dugout. Eastside's the visiting team for this game, but they're camping out in the first base dugout, and when the Tin Caps are here, they set up shop in that first base dugout. The visitors set up in the third base dugout. But the PSM Baseball Classic, the teams get to choose which dugout they want. Swing and a miss. Wyatt Scholl gets out of the inning. Still 2-0 Eastside as we go to the fourth inning. You're watching the PSM Baseball Classic on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Got a couple of scores from around the area. Norwell has beaten Snyder 7-1. This is high school baseball, by the way. Wabash, an 11-0 winner over Whitco. Adams Central, a 10-3 win over the Fort Wayne Crusaders. Peru beats Maconaquah 12-4. Northfield beats Southwood 11-0. Angola beats Concordia 11-1. And it looks like Garrett and Bishop Dwenger are in the 7th inning, with Garrett leading 8-5. Looks like that game would be at World Baseball Academy. First pitch swinging for Garrett Dove, and it's caught out in center field by Mikhail Bottles. What a win that would be for Garrett if they're able to hold on. It just says they're in the 7th inning. It doesn't say top of the 7th. It doesn't say bottom of 7th. It just says they're in the 7th inning. Bunt put down by Brian Quaintsa. Put it right back to the mound, and Button with the putout. One of the rules with bunting is you don't want to bunt back to the pitcher because the pitcher has the easiest throw, and usually if the ball's hit to him, he doesn't have to travel a short distance to get to the ball. William McCreary takes downstairs. Of course, some of you got to see Canterbury beat Churubusco. 14-2 was the final there. Swing and a miss. And McCreary behind in the count. Laced into right field, and that is down for a hit. A 2-out single for McCreary. As I have it, that's the first hit of the game for the Blazers. Bo Martin will stand in for Eastside. He's struck out and he's been hit by a pitch so far in this ball game. Eastside got 2 runs in the top of the 3rd. That is laced. That gobbles up Trinkline, but he gathers it and throws to first for the out. The line drive gobbled him up, and then he just gobbled up out number 3. Good play by Matthew Trinkline, and I'll show it to you on the Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay in just a second. Looked at first like this might be a base hit for Martin. He hit it hard enough. Trinkline able to stay with it, though, and a good throw to first. Good reach to make the catch by Cam Esch to complete the out and get us to the middle of the 4th inning. Time to get a few more words in from our sponsors. Again, it's because of our sponsors that we're able to bring you high school baseball here on SummitCitySports.com, as well as other high school sports. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit tjwindustrial.com. The 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on X at 260 Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. Each team has had opportunities to score. Eastside got 2 runs in the top of the third. Those are the only runs on the board right now. West Noble will come to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and it looks like Wyatt Scholl is still out there for the Blazers. And I believe he's set to face the heart of the order for West Noble. Cam Esch, Mikhail Bottles, and Trevor Steele. Esch doubled his last time up. Bottles struck out. Steele singled. Lights coming on here at Parkview Field as the sun hasn't gone down yet. We're getting closer to dusk and getting closer to 8 o'clock, in fact. We're not quite at that time of year where the sun goes down after 9 o'clock, but we're getting close. The pitch breaks back but doesn't catch the strike zone. 1-0 the count. That goes way to the outside. 2-0 the count. Lifted in the air to left field. Looks to be playable. A little harder than I thought, but Leroy Ruckman makes the catch. Lost his hat in the process, but he gets out number 1. Mikhail Bottles 0 for 1 so far in this ball game. His first pitch is a strike. It's one of just 2 West Noble Chargers to homer this year. That's in the air down the left field line, but it's going foul. Right to the Toyota field boxes. You have a number of fans sitting down in those field boxes during a Tin Caps game. Called strike 3. Wyatt Scholl freezes Mikhail Bottles for out number 2.
Now batting, number 9, Trevor Steele.
Bottles has 5 strikeouts in this ball game. Here's Trevor Steele. He's got one of the 2 hits for West Noble in this game. He takes down and away for ball 1. That one runs outside, a 2-0 count. Steele trying to get aboard for Adrian Cantu. That one was sawed off, and it's going into the east side dugout, and one of the Blazers just made the catch there in the dugout. Now, unfortunately, when you're in the dugout, it doesn't count as an out. Now, of course, if you're in the field of play, you can reach over the dugout to make a catch, but you have to keep your feet in the field of play. Two and 1 the count. Well, you can leap to make the catch. It would still count in that case. But you can't just step into the dugout and make a catch. That doesn't count. 2 and 2 the count. That That one almost broke in. Looked like it kind of froze Steele for a minute there, and it's a 3-2 count. Steele's going to step out. That's on the corner, called strike 3. Scholl having a ball game on the mound. Gets 2 strikeouts that inning. And Eastside leads it 2-0 going to the 5th on SummitCitySports.com. Back after this.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psnsports.com.
So I tell the truth all the time, ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 kg, bro. I ain't really the game up, we make shut they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even stop me. The robbers probably wanna get me on my pin, I Lamborghinis. The Yankees turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't stay.
Going to the 5th inning, 2-0 in favor of Eastside. They're going to send Andrew McLean, Wyatt Scholl, and Cole Amsbacher to the plate. And it looks as though Joe Button is still out there on the mound for West Noble. East Noble's biggest threat in this game came in the 3rd inning. That's when they got their 2 runs. They loaded the bases technically 3 times, had a walk that came with the bases loaded that got one of those runs across the plate, and then you also had a fly ball in center field that was dropped by Bottles and gave East Noble their first run of this game, and they lead it 2-0. That score holds up for the time being, and they'll look to add to it here in the top of the 5th. Officially, McLean is 0 for 1, grounded out to 3rd. Then he grounded into a 6-2-5 double play. One of the more rare double plays that you will see in the game of baseball. Looks like Button needed a new baseball. And McLean takes a called strike. That was a real good pitch from Joe Button. The 0-1 slapped out of play. It looked like it might have reached the concourse, or at least came close to it on that first base side. Eastside does have some action in the bullpen. This one's lifted into center field. Base hit. Andrew McLean, a leadoff single. Wyatt Scholl will stand in. Wyatt Scholl, the starting pitcher, has reached on 2 errors so far in this ballgame. The second error brought home the first run of the game for Eastside. He takes downstairs for a ball. It was a hard hit ball, but it was a hard hit ball that looked like it should have been caught and was not. That's downstairs. And I think the guy who's in the pen right now for Eastside is Bo Martin. Looked like number 11. That is Bo Martin's number. He was the last out for Eastside as this ball's popped up and out of play. It's going to land in one of those seats. 2-1 the count. Again, this is the last game of the PSM Baseball Classic. It's not the last game of the season. There goes the runner. Ball's in the dirt. McLean is into second, off the bag, but he gets back on. Schisler did not grab the ball in time to make the tag. It got away from him. Count is 3-1 meanwhile, and Eastside is threatening once again. That's down and away, ball 4. And it's runners on first and second for the Blazers. Cole Amspacher reached via walk his last time up, and we're going to get a courtesy runner for Eastside. That's Evan Polisinski. Running for the pitcher, Wyatt Scholl. And Cole Amspacher will stand in for the Blazers, looking to add to this lead. Their only 2 runs so far came in the 3rd inning, and looking to add on here in the 5th. Breaking ball, did he go? Might be saying he did, either that he did go or that the pitch just caught the bottom of the zone. 0-1. Amspacher at the dish. He's going to square to bunt. He gets it down. That's a fair ball. Button turns, throws to first, and there's the tag from Esch. It was not on the bag, but he got in front of the runner to make the tag. But that bunt does move the runners. That does the job. Elijah Hankey will stand in for Eastside. And Hankey takes down and away. Sun hasn't quite gotten down, but the clouds still coming in over the ballpark. That throw's not in time. Saw it off to the right side. That will get a run home. Hankey the RBI. He's out at first. But McLean comes home to make it 3-0 Blazers. 4-3 on the putout, but Hankey does the job. And Gabe Guerra will stand in for the Blazers. A runner on third. A chance for Eastside to add to their lead. Guerra's hitless so far, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Pop to the right side. Cantu coming on. Can't get there. It's down for a hit. And turning for second is Guerra. It's going to be an RBI double. That was not an easy play for Cantu. And while Guerra, who's the catcher, is going to get a courtesy runner. I'm told that Jackson Dale is the courtesy runner. This is Garrett Dove at the plate. He takes downstairs. Dale with a big lead. He'll go back to second. That was the third hit of the game for East Noble, and they're looking to add on with a runner at second. Garrett Dove 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He's flown out to center field. That breaking ball does break, but a little too far. And it's a 2-0 count. Brian Cointza is on deck. .2-0. Got the corner for a strike. That's going foul and out of play. Little drop in the bucket. That one skips away. It's going to allow the runner to take third. Full count. Blazers might have a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle. Brian Quainsa is scheduled to hit next as this ball goes out of play. But I think that's Christopher Thompson in the on-deck circle. On the ground, Button gets to it. He'll throw to first. 4 out, number 3. But we have now played through the top of the 5th, and Eastside gets 2 more runs. One of them on a sacrifice ground out. I'll go ahead and show you both replays. They are brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Was Elijah Hankey with the ground out to second, kind of sawed it off. And because that ball rolled slowly toward Merchland at second, the run is able to score. And that gave Eastside a 3-0 lead. And then Gabe Guerra, the very next hitter, a little bloop job down the right field line, and Cantu, try as he might, could not get to it as that drops right on the track for an RBI double. Third hit of the game for the Blazers. And we go to the bottom of the 5th with the Blazers leading by a score of 4-0, and that is Wyatt Scholl, who's still out there for Eastside. Brian Quainsa was the starting right fielder. I'm trying to look and see if that's still him out there in right throwing the warm-up tosses. If it's not him, then it's number 5, Christopher Thompson. Christopher Thompson was in the on-deck circle ready to pinch hit. So we'll see if the Blazers bring Thompson out to pinch hit or to hit it all in the top half of the 6th inning. That might still be Quainsa who's out there. Adrian Cantu will lead things off. He'll be followed by Gage Merchland and Matthew Trinkline. West Noble looking to battle back. Eastside with 2 runs in the 3rd, 2 more in the 5th. For West Noble, they go on the road to play Garrett on Friday, and then they get Wawasee on Saturday. Those are both on the road. And it looks like Tuesday they'll be at Fremont. So West Noble going up close to the Michigan border to play the Fremont Eagles. I believe that is Northeast Indiana Lake Country. Certainly Angola is part of that Lake Country. Fremont very close to Angola. Most recently for West Noble, they have lost 8 straight. 7-0 to Central Noble, 15-0 to Angola, 15-1 to Lakeland, 8-6 to East Noble, 10-6 to Central Noble, 3-2 to Churubusco. That ball's grounded toward third. Garrett Dove comes in and makes the throw for out number 1. That'll send Gage Merchland to the plate. He takes downstairs for ball 1. Eastside 5-13 this year. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They lost to Fairview from Ohio. This ball's flared to the right side. That's a long run for Quainsa, but it's going to be the first baseman, Omspacher, who makes the catch. Good job by Amsbacher to run that down for out number 2. Mentioned that Eastside lost 7-0 to East Noble, lost 10-3 to Lakeland. Their last win was against Garrett back on May 7th. There's a first pitch strike, 8-inning win for Eastside against the Garrett Railroaders. Also beat Fairfield 9-7 2 days earlier. Owen almost runs in on Matthew Trinkline. And apparently it hit him. They're going to say it did hit him, so Trinkline's on first. And Joe Button comes to hit. Button lined out back to the mound his last time up. It was a hard hit ball, but a hard hit ball that resulted in an out. And he comes up with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th. That's down and away for ball 1. Throw back, and not a very big lead for Trinkline over at first. He's safe. That's in there for a called strike. That is off the plate. Nope, on the plate, on the corner. And a 1-2 count on Button. Button's 0 for 1. This is pitcher versus pitcher right here. Button, the starting pitcher for the Chargers. And, of course, Wyatt Scholl has started this game on the mound for the Blazers. The 0-2 on the ground toward third. Dove with a long run. He'll glove it in fair ground. No throw. That's going to be a base hit for Button, and the Chargers are threatening. And I tell you what, if Dove lets that go, it probably goes fair. Now, hard to blame him for not taking any chances, but it probably goes foul if he lets that go. Here's Trey Schisler, and this is not a guy you want to put at the plate with runners on first and second, not if you're Eastside. If you're West Noble, you love having him at the plate in this situation. Schisler's the leading run producer for these Chargers, and he does have a home run this year. He gets one of those here. It's a 1-run ball game. Puts it on the ground to second. McLean gathers, fires to first. Inning over. West Noble threatens, but they do not score. It's 4-0 as we go to the 6th on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Eastside leads it 4-0 over West Noble as we get ready to start the 6th inning, and that is Joe Button still out there for West Noble on the mound. He is going to face a new batter, a batter that he hasn't yet faced. It would be Brian Quintz's spot, but instead, Eastside has a pinch hitter out there ready to hit, and that is Christopher Thompson, a freshman. He wears number 5. He's going to come up in Brian Quince's spot. So it looks like it's going to be Thompson and then William McCreary for the Eastside Blazers.
Now batting for the Blazers, number 5, Chris Thompson.
So Chris Thompson making his first at bat of this game. Takes over for Brian Quince, who was walked and grounded out. And his first pitch is off the plate, ball 1. Quince, McCreary, and Bo Martin all due up for the Blazers here in inning number 6. And you can't see this in your screen, but a lot of the fans out there do have blankets. It's a chilly night here in Fort Wayne. The 3-0. Ooh, that looked outside. It's called strike 1. On the ground towards short, Schisler gathers, fires to first, and Esch did keep his foot on the bag for out number 1. That was a close play, but Esch able to get the foot down. And Thompson is out on his first at bat. Will McCreary stands in, and he takes it for a ball. Looked like Esch and Trinkline were both anticipating a bunt. Trinkline comes in on the grass. That's line to right field. That's a base hit. A one-out single for Will McCreary. That's his second hit of the game. I think he's the only guy on the Eastside roster who has multiple hits. But that takes us back to the top of the order as Bo Martin stands in. He's officially 0 for 2, but he has been hit by a pitch today. Throw back to first, and McCreary dives back in. Bo Martin at the dish, Andrew McLean on deck. That's down and away. I'd say that these East Noble green jerseys would fit in real well here as this ball's popped up into right field. Cantu comes in, and he's got it. Retreating back to first is McCreary, and he's back in safely. I was going to say, I would say that Eastside's green jerseys would fit in pretty well here at Parkview Field, although the Fort Wayne Tin Caps actually wear a darker shade of green. Andrew McLean stands in. He has singled in this ball game. Comes with a runner on first and 2 outs and takes a strike. Oh, and 1 the count on McLean. Wyatt Scholl, the pitcher, is on deck. There goes the runner. Pitches down and away. Throw to the right side of the bag, but Schisler couldn't get the tag. McCreary steals second, and he's in scoring position. The pitch was a ball. It's a 1-1 count. And McLean pops this one up. Schisler calls for it and makes a catch. 1-2-3. Well, not quite 1-2-3. There was a hit that inning. Eastside gets another hit, but no runs. And we're going on to the bottom of the 6th inning when we return here on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Emotions come with lines, so I tell the truth all the time. Ain't got no sympathy for no. I admit, and I'm rich, and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 in the cage. Bro, I ain't really the game, or we make sure they trap down. They see how I made it, I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me, a stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably wanna get me on mopping out Lamborghinis. The youngest turn in my city, they try me, I get it cracked. Some of this still would happen if I never started rapping. My people don't.
Well, Bo Martin is in to pitch. He had started this game at shortstop for Eastside, but he comes on in a pitching change. Garrett Dove's still at third. That's 5 innings of work for Wyatt Scholl on the mound. I'm trying to see who's at shortstop because that's the spot that Martin would have vacated. Might be Bo Hura, number 26. Five solid innings of work for Wyatt Scholl. Finishes the game with 6 strikeouts. It'll be Trevor Martin to lead things off for the Chargers here in inning number 6. Looks like Martin's got 37 strikeouts, but also 30 walks this season. Pitched a grand total of 26 innings. There's a 4.04 earned run average. Trying to keep this 4-run lead intact. Wes Noble looking to rally. Trevor Martin, Cam Esch, and Mikhail Bottles due up here in the bottom of the 6th. That one's down and away for ball 1. That one skips in the dirt. And a 2-0 count on Martin. He's 0 for 2 in this ball game. A ground out and a strikeout. Wes Noble's only been able to muster 3 hits today. Martin's going to square to bunt. Now he pulls it back, and he takes ball 3. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk to start off the 6th. Martin is aboard for the first time in this ball game, and Cam Esch will come up. Esch does have a hit today. It was a double. It's also popped out to left field. Down and away for ball 1. With Umspacher holding the bag at first, there is some room to the right side. But after a 4-pitch walk and seeing 2 straight balls, Esch might be taken all the way here. That one gets away. That's going to be ball 3, and off to second is Martin. Makes his turn, but he's going to go back. There was really no reason to go for third. Cade Willard's going to have a little word with Bo Martin. Bo Martin hasn't yet thrown a strike since entering the mound. Meanwhile, Waylon Richardson will have a word with his hitters as well, but I think Willard's just out there to try and calm down Bo Martin. With a 3-0 count, you got to think that Esch is probably taken all the way, so the most important thing for Martin here is throw a strike. get back in this count. Right now it's a hitter's count for Cam Esch. Looks like Martin's going to stay out there on the mound. Had a feeling that would be the case with the count already being at 3-0. Mikhail Bottles is on deck. Now, a base hit probably scores a run here, but with the count at 3-0 and hitters not having seen a strike yet, not really a surprise that Esch would take there, but the pitch is a strike. And now that he's seen one, he might be a little more apt to swing if he gets something close to the zone. He grounds it up the middle. McLean is there. He'll throw to first to get out number one. Esch does move the runner, but one out recorded here this inning. And that'll send Mikhail Bottles to the plate. Bottles is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Garrett Dove playing in just a little bit. He's almost parallel with the bag. Comes close to the grass at third. Cole Amsbacher playing close to the bag at first, but he's not in quite as far as Garrett Dove is. The 0-1 is down and into Bottles. That's going to make it 1-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. This is a big chance for West Noble trying to come back in this ball game. But Bottles needs to put the ball in play. He takes upstairs. That's ball 2. And getting on board with a walk is certainly acceptable. Give Trevor Steele a chance to come up with 2 runners on. But if Bottles gets something to hit, he needs to put the ball in play. And that was something to hit. It's a called strike. Certainly not an easy pitch. But it is a strikeout for Martin. That's 2 huge outs for the Blazers. So Bottles has struck out twice in this game. Here's Trevor Steele up with 2 outs. Trevor Martin at third. He walked his way to first. Steele needs to get him home. Swing and a miss. He needs to get him home because West Noble's running out of time. That's down and away. Guerra's able to track it. Popped up. Martin is there, calls for it, and he makes the catch in foul territory. That brings the 6th inning to an end. Eastside will look to add some insurance in the top of the 7th before they come back out in the bottom of the 7th. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
We Go to the 7th inning with Eastside leading West Noble by a score of 4-0. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for West Noble. It's Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor comes in with a 15.47 ERA, an 0-2 record. He struck out 8 batters, but also walked 9 and given up 19 hits. He's pitched 6 1/3 innings so far this year. Right now he's trying to keep this 4-0 deficit right where it is. Eastside looking to add some insurance here in the top of the 7th before they bring their defense back out in the bottom of the 7th. Eastside trying to snap a 3-game winning streak. West Noble, 3-game losing streak. For West Noble, I believe it's an 8-game losing streak that they're going through. This is, of course, the last day of the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic for the year 2026. I imagine they'll look to bring the PSM Classic back come next year. It's usually not till after the new year when they announce the matchups for the next season. Certainly have had some good matchups this year. We had Carroll Homestead last night. We had Norwell versus Leo earlier this year. We were going to have East Noble versus Snyder, but that game was rained out. Ended up playing at Holly Field instead. It was about a week later. Snyder won that game. First pitch strike. This is Wyatt Scholl at the plate, and he takes strike 2. Wyatt Scholl went 5 innings on the mound, 6 strikeouts, 5 shutout innings on the mound. And he'll slap that one the other way. That's pulled in by Merchland, and Merchland makes the throw to first for out number 1. Cole Amsbacher will come to the plate. He takes upstairs for a ball. Takes upstairs again. Amsbacher in this game has reached on a walk. He's also flown out to right field and put down a sacrifice bunt. Had to back away from that pitch, 3-0. Right now there is no action in the West Noble pen. Joe Button's already gone 6 innings in this ballgame. That's ball 4. 4-pitch walk with 1 down. The Blazers looking to add to their lead. As Elijah Hankey stands in. Hankey has 2 RBIs in this game. He's walked in a run and also grounded out to second for one of his RBIs. Looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter after Hankey's at bat. Nope, check that. That is Gabe Guerra, number 17.
Running at first, number 12, Corbin Gardner.
I thought that was number 12, Corbin Gardner, but as it turns out, Corbin Gardner is the one running at first for the first baseman, Amsbacher. Umpire has to mark that change in his book. Looks like he's marked it, and we're ready to go. And that one almost hits Hankey. It gets away. Gardner's going to take second on the wild pitch. On the corner for a called strike. Taylor had struggled to find the strike zone the last few pitches. But he found the corner that time, 1-1. Gabe Guerra on deck, but Hankey looking to drive in some insurance. That's a swing and a miss, and it's a 1-2 count. Gabe Guerra had an RBI double his last time up. Hankey has driven in 2 runs, as I said earlier. 1 on a bases-loaded walk, 1 on a ground out to second. He takes that one down and away. The 2-2 on its way. Called strike 3. Hankey tried to check his swing, but it looked like it was in the zone anyway. Gabe Guerra stands in. RBI double his last time up, and he's got a runner on second here in the 7th, trying to add some insurance for the Blazers. And he takes that one for a called strike. Guerra 1 for 3 with a double. Ground out to second and a strikeout. And he bounces that one foul. That is off the plate. Taylor trying to finish off the at-bat. He'll have to throw one more pitch to Guerra, and Guerra's already done damage today. Up the middle, and that is through for a base hit. They're going to send the runner. No throw, RBI single for Guerra, his second ribby of this ball game. Gabe Guerra. A 2 RBI day. And it brings up Garrett Dove. Sounds like Jackson Dale is serving as the courtesy runner for Guerra, who is the catcher. Garrett Dove, the third baseman, stands in, and he takes upstairs for ball 1. Upstairs, and there goes Dale. The throw is high, chance to get him. He's safe. Jackson Dale slides in for a stolen base. Almost hits him. Dove backed out of the way, and it's 3-0. Brian Quenza is on deck. So he's re-entered to right field. Throw back to second. That came close, but Dale just got back in. That's at the top of the zone for a called strike. Three and 1 the count on Dove. He's hitless so far, 0 for 2 in the game, but he walks his way to first. And the threat continues for the Blazers. Brian Quenza will stand in. He's officially at 0 for 1 rather. Ground out to the mound and a walk. And then you had Chris Thompson come in to pinch hit for him, but Quenza has re-entered since then. It's a swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Both these teams trying to break some losing streaks. Eastside's lost their last 3. West Noble, I believe, has lost their last 8. That looks really good. It's called a ball. I'm not really sure where that missed. But either way, it's a 1-1 count. Quince takes down for a ball, 2-1. That one misses. Steele is about to throw down. It's a 3-1 count. He's about to throw down to second. Time has been called, and it's because there's a stray baseball on the field. It's been picked up. It's out in front of the bullpen, actually. But it's been picked up and brought back to the Eastside dugout. Swing and a miss, and it's a full count. Bottom of the order, and Will McCreary on deck for the Blazers. McCreary's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Runners are off, swing and a miss. We've played through 6.5. West Noble will look to rally down 5. And we are back after this here on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Bottom of the 7th inning. Eastside trying to close it out. Bo Martin is on the mound for the Blazers. West Noble looking to rally here at Parkview Field. Final game of the PSM Baseball Classic as Eastside looks to break a 3-game losing streak. For West Noble, I believe it's a 8-game losing streak that they're riding. Last win for Eastside was against Garrett. And last I checked, Garrett was leading against Bishop Dwenger. 8-5 was the score. That game was in the 7th when I last checked. So my guess is that game's gone final by now. Probably not being played too far from here at World Baseball Academy. For West Noble, their last win was on the road against Churubusco. Churubusco lost here earlier today. Final score of 14-2. See if I can't find a final score from that Garrett Dwenger game. Looks like Garrett is the winner, 8-5. Yeah, that game has gone final, so Garrett is your winner. That's a big win for the Railroaders. They go to 10-8. Dwenger falls to 17-4. That's not a big win. That's a huge win. Monumental win for the Garrett Railroaders. Garrett played a close game with Columbia City last year here at the PSM Baseball Classic. The Eagles won that game, Columbia City Eagles, that is, but only 2-0. Ground ball to short, throw to first in time. Bo Hurrah with the throw from short. Hurrah taking over at short for Bo Martin, who's now on the mound. That was Adrian Cantu who grounded out.
Number 19, Mason Taylor.
This is Mason Taylor batting in Gage Merchland's spot, and he takes down and away for a ball. 1-0 downstairs, 2-0 the count. West Noble trying to get a man on and put a little rally together. Down 5-0 here in inning number 7. That's foul tipped into the glove for a strike. 2-1 the count. Two one upstairs. Count goes to 3-1, and the biggest thing that Eastside needs right now, West Noble needs right now is base runners. Eastside needs outs. They've gotten one already. On the ground, hit towards second. McLean is there. Got him. Matthew Trinkline, the last hope for West Noble. Two down here in the 7th. Trinkline needs to get on base. He has gotten on base twice, once via an error and once after being hit by a pitch. That pitch looked down and away. It's called a strike. Trinkline's going to step out. Martin was taking a long time between pitches there. It's not the first time. He did it earlier this inning. But now he goes right to it. And he misses up and in. The 1-1 on its way. That's bounced foul. And the West Noble Chargers are down to their last strike. Eastside Blazers trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Suddenly West Noble's game against Garrett looks a whole lot more challenging with the Railroaders' win over Bishop Dwenger tonight. That's in there for a called strike, and there's your ball game. The Eastside Blazers snap a 3-game losing streak. They're 6-13 on the season. And that concludes the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic for the year 2026. I mentioned West Noble plays Garrett for their next game. That's on Friday. Garrett, again, a winner over Bishop Dwenger today. The 17-4 Bishop Dwenger Saints. Eastside takes on Concordia. They'll go back home for that game. That'll be on Friday, and then they'll get Heritage on Monday. Heritage, of course, going to be a big challenge led by their head coach, Dean Lehrman. I believe the Patriots are having a really good season. They got a win here at the PSM Baseball Classic earlier this year. That was against New Haven. But the Eastside Blazers are a winner tonight over the West Noble Chargers. And it's time to recognize our Parkview Sports Medicine players of the game. And I'm going to recognize a couple of guys who got a pair of RBIs, Elijah Hankey and Gabe Guerra. Guerra with an RBI double and RBI single. Hankey walked in a run with the bases loaded and then grounded out to second to get a run home. But I'll also recognize starting pitcher Wyatt Scholl, who went 5 innings of shutout baseball. He'll get the win tonight. Wyatt Scholl, Gabe Guerra, and Elijah Hankey are your PSM players of the game. And that will do it from here at Parkview Field. This has been the Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Classic here on SummitCitySports.com. For my cameraman, Matt Jackson, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Parkview Field. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athletes